Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In case you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Faith Adebanjo. Um, Now I know that many times when we talk about Montessori and we talk about Montessori school, or we talk about buying Montessori materials that would help our children, the first thing that always comes to our mind is the fact that Montessori schools are expensive, which they really are, and the Montessori items and materials are actually expensive, which is one of the reasons why Montessori schools are expensive too. Talking about all the wooden items, the metal items, the shelving and all of that. But here I am here to tell you that you don't have to go through all of that in order to practice Montessori at home. You can still engage your children in these activities that would definitely help them without having to break your account. Okay, now let's assume that you have nothing at all. You don't have a shelf, you don't have any single thing, and you want your child also not to miss out in any of all of these activities. I tell you, just look around, find any space and start. That's just it. So in this video I'm going to just be showing us briefly how I DIY'd one of the major Montessori materials. Will I say major Montessori materials now? But one activity, craft activity that your child can always engage in without having to buy anything at all. You can use the items that you have in your house to do it. And this item is the I don't know what to call it now. I don't have a name for it, except we start to do research on what they call it. But we don't need the grammar, right? It just helps their hand-eye coordination, helps them focus, and helps also in problem solving. And then you can also take it a step further in even color identification if you decide to paint these materials. So rather than using a craft sticks, there are alternatives we use, which I'll be showing you in this video. So stay with me. Now before I jump right into that, I'll also say that I think from this video I'll try to also show you some other items and that I personally DIY'd, or at least spent the least possible amount in order to get, so that I won't have to break my bank because truly Montessori materials, wooden materials, could be very expensive, but we can use the things we have at home, cartons and all of that. So without talking any further or talking too much, let's just jump right into this. Okay, so for this DIY, we're going to be needing the oats container. Any container you have at all that has this plastic lid is just perfect. For me, I have my own oats container that finished, so we just went with that. Then you need a cutting tool, blade, scissors, whatever that works for you. And then what I simply did was just to cut the head, like make some marks on the head, so that the sticks we'll be using will be able to go through the container. And that's just it. So another item that would be needing for this are spoons. Now the instead of spoons, we should have used craft sticks. They are these flat sticks, wooden flat sticks that people use for this activity. But since I don't have that and I don't want to buy anything really, I just looked around and I saw this extra plastic spoons that we have in the house that were just lying around. Sometimes you just have excess plastic spoons, more than you need, and that was what I just gathered and counted some out of it. And with my scissors, I started cutting them in such a way that they will be able to fit into the lid that I have just cut. Okay, so what I did was that I cut it in two ways. The first way was the cutting the spoon itself in half, and then the second one, which is the what you're seeing right now, cutting the spoon side totally away. So I will be showing you in a bit how we finally used this these spoons. So another thing to also take note, these are plastic spoons and they could have sharp corners after cutting, which can pierce your little one's hand. So I tried you know, cutting it in such a way that the edges were not so sharp. So if you also have a file, even better still, file the edges out so that it will be very smooth and it will not hurt your little one, because whatever DIY, whatever thing you're doing, number one is safety for the child. How safe is the material you're presenting to your child? So you stick it inside like this, now put another one. No, turn it the other way, like this. Take. I was practicing our new toy or new craft material, and I just literally showed her how to do it, how to go about it, what to do, because if you notice, she was just turning it upside down. And in fact, when I first introduced this toy to her, was she one already? She was maybe there about one, barely one there about, so she was just struggling to, you know, fit it into the hole. Sometimes she get frustrated, but as you just continue watching, with time she got used to the box. And right now, I think the last clip I will show you is where we are actually practicing it lately. So this was maybe 2 days ago when we tried again. Like the box has always been out on her shelf for her to come to whenever she feels like she wants to work with it, and lately she has been improving. So this thing takes time. Please don't rush your child. Don't think that you should be doing this simple thing. No, gradually they get used to it. So you can teach them in 2 ways. If they are not used to poking it into the hole yet, just make sure the hole is big enough to allow the stuff to enter easily. Now, if they are not used to, you know, turning it, maneuvering it, all of those things takes time and practice. It might be easy for us, but it's not easy for them. Turning the stick, you know, carefully putting it in the hole the right way. If they are not getting it yet and they seem very angry and they just don't want to do it again, you can, in another way, put the spoons into the box and they will be pulling it out. That's another great way of, you know, keeping them busy with it. So here she got tired of trying again, and she wanted to just scatter the whole thing, and she said maybe she's not doing it again. And I just started fixing it myself. And as I was fixing it, before now, she actually used to remove it and throw it away, especially the ones that had the spoon head. And then sometimes she would push it inside, maybe after modeling it, showing how to do it. So pushing the sticks right inside or even removing it. So whatever she feels like doing with it, you can just allow them to practice. And with time, this would really work out for you. So I hope this has given you a great idea on how to engage your child without having to buy anything out, or just look around and work with it. So thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. I hope with this you're inspired to use any item you have at all in your house. Anything can be a Montessori. Now don't mind my even saying Montessori this, Montessori that. I just believe it's just a learning material. Anything actually can be a learning material for your child. Cartons, don't just look at things and discard it away. Of course, it's so it won't look like you have dirt in your house. You make it in such a way that it would be fashionable or neat, but nothing goes to waste. At least there are things that you see that might not go to waste. In fact, I think I'm going to be continuing. I might make another video showing us some other things that I DIY'd in quotes, cartons and stuff. So just let's also watch out for some of these DIY series as I create them for my own children. So thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video, and see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to press the subscribe button, because I release content every week that talks about parenting, how to educate your child, and I take you through my own journey of how I do so. I also have series of other amazing content, so you would like to check them out. So thanks for staying once again, and see you in my next video. Bye.